Friends, as unscrupulous elements try gaming the GST system more and more, so do GST network and GST authorities try to ring fence the system more and more. From 1st of November 2023, a new restriction has been introduced in GST wherein the IRN for a document has to be issued within 30 days of the date of the document. There was an earlier advisory for the same issue wherein the restriction was 7 days. Now through this new advisory, it has been extended and relaxed further to 30 days. Let us understand what was the unscrupulous event which led to this kind of an advisory, and thereafter we will understand on the issues and the points to be noted by the businesses to implement this advisory. So first, let us understand what kind of a case resulted in this kind of an advisory. Let us take for example, an investigation has taken place on September 23 in the premises of a particular person wherein there is an allegation of fake credit via a fake invoice in January 23. Now this person gets a invoice of back date of January 23, gets the tax and interest also paid by the supplier on this invoice and generates the IRN as on September 23. So an irregular transaction can get regularized in this way. However, in case this restriction is there, then the invoice, if issued at a back date, becomes null and void and non-est in law, and as such these kind of irregular transactions cannot get regularized post facto. Now let us understand the three issues or points to be kept in mind by businesses for implementation of this advisory. First, there are 12 kind of documents on which this restriction would apply from 1st of November. Tax invoice, credit and debit note, export invoice, credit and debit note, SEZ invoice, credit and debit note, and deemed supply invoice, credit and debit note. Normally, in case an invoice is issued on say 1st of November 23, the IRN needs to be generated by 30th of November 23. However, say an invoice is issued on 25th of November 23, then the due date of issue of IRN is 24th of December 23. But the invoice needs to be reported in the GSTR 1 and 3B for November to be filed on 11th or 20th of December respectively, and tax needs to be paid on such an invoice which is generated on 25th of November 23, which is important to note. Important also to note is while tax is paid and 1 and 3B of the supplier has this invoice, yet the recipient can take the input tax credit with respect to this invoice only post 24th of December, that is post generation of IRN. Another practical difficulty which this advisory mitigates is that in many organizations there was an issue wherein say the credit note was issued on 30th of November, yet post issue there were consultations with the recipient of the credit note and after consultations and negotiations, the final value was decided on say 8th or 9th of the next month, and after revision of the value, the IRN was generated on 10th or 11th. The earlier advisory with restriction of 7 days of time for generation of IRN came in the way of this practical issue. However, this advisory takes care of this kind of practical business issues wherein the time limit is extended to 30 days for generation of IRN from the date of the invoice. This restriction as of now would be applicable to those taxpayers whose aggregate turnover is more than 100 crores of rupees. However, the ERPs and GSPs should inculcate this restriction, because possibly going forward this restriction may apply even to other taxpayers with a mandate of generation of IRN. Therefore, it is important to change the business processes accordingly. So friends, we hope this video would add value to your professional spheres. Thank you for your patient hearing. Please do like, share and subscribe to this channel. Stay tuned. Thank you very much.